Yeah, we back. Now today's gonna be a quick video, man. On social media, I've been seeing there's this conversation that's been happening. AfroBeats versus American music, AfroBeats versus hip hop or whatever like that. And this brother right here, take a look up on the screen. He had tweeted the first American song in the club after an hour straight of AfroBeats be hitting like that first sip of Gatorade after you done your workout. And then he went on to say, I love my African brothers and sisters, but Lord have mercy. An hour straight of Afrobeats could be a valid torture mechanism. Now, let's take a look at some of the reactions on social media. This person said, listening to Burna Boy and Davido in a club for an hour straight is insane. This person said, 100% agree. I despise the Afrobeat Caribbean set in the club. I'll be waiting for them to switch back to Usher. This person said, wow, I remember when hearing an Afrobeat song in the club was like finding an oasis in the desert. We flipped the script. This person said, this is crazy, because my entire college career, which only ended last year, the most African music you would get at a club would be If by Davido and If You Were Lucky on the Low by Burna Boy. I can't believe shit has changed that much so quickly. This person said, Afrobeats in the club is good in moderation for me. Play like 3-4 songs max and switch it back to hip hop. Now, I'm going to jump into this video by this young lady who was basically talking about how she doesn't really understand how if you're not really a fan of Afrobeats or, Afrobeats is not your cup of tea, then why would you, go to a club that, it's Afrobeat night or, it's African music night or whatever. So I'm going to play that clip and I'm going to come back with my commentary. And it's not going to be what you would expect. So stay tuned and yeah, we're going to come right back. Run the clip. Let's go.
To who their audience is. These people are African themselves. If it's an African event that night, they're going to play African music. Most of these DJs are very versatile. Like, if they want to play American music all night, they will, and it will be a banger. But it's not an American event. Use your brain. Like, some of y'all will go to Aroma and then come on Twitter and say, I've seen y'all go to Aroma, then come on Twitter and say you're tired of hearing Afrobeats all night. Who sent you to go with the uncles? Like, and then some of y'all be carrying your whole body to then go to Georgia Ave, to go to Society and Cowdies, especially Cowdies. I've seen a lot of you go to Cowdies. To then go home and complain about hearing Afrobeats all night. Who sent you to Georgia Ave, bro? Like.
All right, we back. Now, that video went viral on TikTok and it kind of made some noise. And in fact, I believe it's now deleted. And yeah, so it's deleted, but I got the screen recording. But anyways, this lady right here hopped on Twitter and she said this. Also, those of you that do not like Afrobeats but want to go on a trip to Africa, what genre of music are you expecting to hear? Now, the first clip, the first video right here, the lady talking about the Afrobeats and the discussion, it was about, the American versus the Afrobeat discussion. And then when this lady put out her tweet, she sparked an intercontinental discussion, an intercontinental beef. Now you had the Africans talking about, take a look up on the screen. This brother said, so Africa, the country, has one genre of music, which is only Afrobeats? Shut the fuck up. Afrobeats will not be the music face for Africa. This person said, there are hundreds of genres of music created way before Afrobeats in South Africa, Congo, Ivory Coast, etc., etc. This person said, I'm not an Afrobeats hater. However, I'm 100% positive that this is not the only genre of music in a continent with 54 countries. And then the lady came back and she said this. The only reason I'm deleting the tweet is y'all doing too much and people are sending death threats. Y'all are unhinged. And even before the video was deleted, you would see comments in the comment section of this lady saying this. Take a look up on the screen. Always looking for home everywhere else but Nigeria. It's always the Nigerians talking out the side of their neck. And she went on to say, the best place to listen to Afrobeats would be in Africa. Y'all are so annoying. Now, listen, I don't know, man. Black people, it is what it is, man. Black people gonna go find some shit to fight over, argue about, things like that. Even though, in the grand scheme of things, it's just a bunch of powerless people arguing and bickering back and forth and wasting time and not being productive. Now, I'm going to take the conversation to another direction that you might not really, be familiar with, right? I'm going to take it. I'm going to show you how black people in general do not have a mentality geared for power, right? They don't have the mentality to understand we are sitting on a gold mine and we should take advantage of it and we should enrich ourselves and empower ourselves through a natural resource, right? Listen, it is what it is. I told y'all, if you've been watching my videos, we talked about how, you know, I've been going against some talking points where people said that there was a benefit to slavery and colonization. And I had said no, because the number one thing that we lost with slavery and colonization was the desire to do for ourselves, right? We lost our minds. So once you have lost your mind, it doesn't matter what you have gained, because you lost the most important thing, your mind. And as you can see, black people have lost their goddamn mind. Now, let's get into it, man. All this discussion about, you know, hip hop versus Afro beats and things like that, it's all stupid, because who is the folks in charge of these labels that's releasing this music, that's distributing this music, that's funding this music, that's marketing this music, that's taking home the lion's share of the profit from this music? Is it black men and women? Is it Africans? Is it black Americans? Is it Caribbeans? No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Now, we already know when it comes to, you know, the American music industry, you know, black folks, they don't occupy any position of power within this industry. They're only the talent. They are not the CEOs. They're not the big bosses, shot callers. It's not happening, right? But when it comes to Afrobeats, let's take a look at some of the biggest artists in the game of Afrobeats, right? Like, you know, some household names, you know, Burna Boy. You know, Burna Boy. Let's see who Burna Boy is signed to. Burna Boy, you know, big artist in the game. He is signed to Atlantic Records. Who is the CEO of Atlantic Records? I believe it is Craig Kalman, if I'm not mistaken, unless somebody else has taken the position. But last time I checked, it was Craig Kalman. And yeah, he is currently the chairman and CEO of Atlantic Records. This white man right here, take a look up on the screen. Yeah, he's the CEO. The big Afrobeats artist. Not only does he have Burna Boy signed, I mean, let's take a look at some of the big artists on Atlantic Records. Just some household names that we may be familiar with that is signed to this man's company right here. You know, he is their boss. Let's take a look at some of the black folks that's, you know, hard at work and making sure this man stays rich. I'm sure you've heard some of these names. Obviously, besides Burna Boy that we already mentioned, you have A Boogie with the Hoodie. You have Cardi B. Who else do you got? You got Bruno Mars. You got Corday. You got Janelle Monáe. You got Jason Derulo. You got Kevin Gates. You got Kodak Black. You got Lizzo. You got Missy Elliott. You got Pooh Shiesty. You got Quando Rondo. You got, who else you got? Ty Dolla $ign. I believe you had Young Thug, Megan Thee Stallion. I believe it's a whole bunch of, yeah, man, it's a whole bunch of folks, man. It's a whole bunch of folks, man. You got Meek Mill. You got Brandy. You got Aretha Franklin was signed to Atlantic Records. T.I. was signed to Atlantic Records. Trey Songz, Wiz Khalifa was signed to Atlantic Records. Man, listen, it was a lot of folks signed to Atlantic Records, man. You know, Atlantic Records, a lot of artists have came through Atlantic Records, and it just is what it is, bro. All right, so yeah, this white man right here, yeah, he been the CEO for a very long time. So when I see these arguments and debates about whose music is more popular, whose music is more popping, if the Nigerians got it popping, if the Congolese got it popping, if the South Africans got it popping, if the Americans got it popping, if the Caribbeans and the Jamaicans got it popping, it doesn't matter, because y'all are not starting your own record labels and taking home the lion's share of the goddamn profit for whatever reason. You talking about all this music that you making, but you're not telling me about the companies and the record companies and the marketing companies and the distribution companies and the streaming companies that you are creating to make sure the profits made from the product remains in-house and empowers the community, empowers the people making the music. So listen, a lot of y'all are thinking on a very one-dimensional level. Y'all not really thinking on these high definition 3-dimensional levels that, you know, black men like myself be thinking about. You know, I feel like I'm the odd man out sometimes, because the way I think is not compatible with the way the average black person thinks, regardless of location. The average black person does not have a mentality geared for power. You know, listen, I'm quick to put on my capitalist hat. It doesn't matter to me whose music is more popping, right? Whose music is more popping? It matters to me, okay, are we enriching ourselves with this amazing music that we are creating? Are we the ones taking home the lion's share of the profit? Or is it just gonna be another thing where the black man makes the amazing music, the amazing product, and the white man takes home all the goddamn profit? Because if that's the case, all these conversations are stupid to me. It is what it is. Another Afrobeats artist that comes to mind is Davido. Now, I believe Davido has his own independent imprint entitled Davido Music Worldwide, DMW, but he also seems to have some type of relationship with Sony, Columbia, and RCA Records. Now, Sony is an American multinational music company. Columbia is an American record label owned by Sony, so Columbia is actually under Sony, and RCA is actually also owned by Sony. So it seems that he is signed to RCA and Columbia, and both of these are under Sony as the umbrella, the parent company, and he also has his own company with artists signed under him and things like that. But what I'm saying is this: it doesn't matter whose music is more popping, because at the end of the day, it's always another hand in the pot. It's always different groups, different races making money off the product any goddamn way. So y'all gotta really stop arguing like a bunch of children over Afrobeats or hip hop and who's more popping and who invented this and that, because at the end of the day, you do not control the means of production and you are not taking home the lion's share of the product. So until we are doing that, I'm not trying to hear who is more popping, who is this and that. All y'all sound stupid to me. At the end of the day, you don't have the mind of a king. You don't have a mind of a boss. It doesn't matter who's more popping. Whether it's hip hop or Afrobeats is more popping, in my opinion, it should be black men with the record companies, with the marketing companies, owning the studios, owning the streaming companies, and then really taking home the lion's share of that money, man. Capitalizing off the popularity of the music that we create, right? We're the best songwriters, we're the best producers, we're the best everything when it comes to the realm of music. So we should be the ones taking home the lion's share of the product. And if we are not, then there's something wrong with that. And we got to talk about that instead of having these stupid disagreements and arguments. Now let's continue. The next artist we could look up is Wizkid, right? Wizkid. Let's see where Wizkid is signed to, man. Wizkid is signed to, okay. He is also signed to RCA, which is also under Sony. So just like Davido, he's also signed to RCA. So they're both signed to RCA. And let's take a look at the CEO of RCA. Take a look up on the screen. This gentleman right here. He goes by the name of Peter Edge. Yes, he is the CEO of RCA Records. Yes, this man right here, he's the big boss at RCA with these big, heavyweight Afrobeats artists signed. And also not just Afrobeats artists. Let's see who else is signed to Sony and RCA. Besides Davido and Wizkid over at RCA, we got ASAP Ferg. Who else we got? We got Bryson Tiller. We got Doja Cat. We got, who else we got? We got Flo Milli. We got her, H.E.R. We got Chris Brown. Chris Brown is over at RCA. Childish Gambino, BJ the Chicago Kid, Jasmine Sullivan, Lotto. Who else we got? We got Chef G. Who else we got? We got Rich the Kid. We got Kirk Franklin. We got Khalid. We got, who else we got? We got Normani, Victoria Monet, Sleepy Hollow. We got SZA. Who else we got? I thought SZA was Top Dog. I thought SZA was signed to Top Dog Entertainment. I could be mistaken. Okay, she signed to both Top Dog and RCA. But what I'm saying is, yes, man, going back to the white man on the screen. Yeah, this brother right here, actually not this brother, but this white man right here, yeah, he got all them artists signed in his company, bro. Yeah, he the CEO of that company. He got all them black folks signed. So at the end of the day, y'all sitting here arguing over who's more popping, Afrobeats versus hip hop. It's stupid. It's stupid because y'all ain't the bosses in this industry. Y'all ain't the bosses in this industry. Y'all still the workers. It doesn't matter if you're making Afrobeat music or hip hop music or whatever music. You ain't the boss yet. And until you the boss, I ain't trying to hear shit, man. These stupid, petty conversations, these powerless conversations that don't lead to anywhere productive. It's all stupid. It's all dumb. It's all dumb. At the end of the day, you ain't counting up the money. You ain't counting up the profit. It's still some white man in the back of the curtain counting up all the goddamn money. And y'all sitting here arguing, looking stupid. If Afrobeats is the new popping thing on the scene, then guess what? Put on your goddamn capitalist hat and get to the goddamn money. Find you a goddamn Afrobeats artist and get it popping, bro. Listen, if there's a trend on the rise, then you should be able to identify that trend and capitalize upon that trend. Especially, it goes back to the conversation when Tariq Nasheed was talking about who invented hip hop, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who invented hip hop, because who is the group of people that is making the lion's share of money from hip hop? It ain't black men. So these conversations are stupid to me. My brain just works different, man. I don't sit back and I don't go back and forth about whose music is better, who got the most poppin' music. My brain is wired in a capitalist fashion. So I could see a trend on the rise and I don't sit back and want to be like, oh no, my music is better. I'm just like, okay, let me find an Afrobeats artist and let's get it popping, man. You know what I'm saying? Afrobeats is popping it. Okay, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Like, that's how my brain works, bro. I'm not in this emotional bullshit that y'all be in, bro. And that's why our people can't get ahead, man. That's why our people can't get ahead, because y'all don't got this mentality. Y'all sitting here distracted by the bullshit. Y'all get distracted It could be a pot of gold in the corner of the room, but you gonna get distracted by the spider web on the other side of the room, and you gonna miss out on the pot of gold because you a stupid motherfucker. Now, anyways, man, it's your boy Neferkari, the Salim, back in the building. Yes, indeed. Cash App up on the screen, and I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. I left on a horse and came back in the ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. Know they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I'm feeling the tension. Enemy watching, he blocking my vision. Pay for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young Money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking my pain and make it ambition. I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the bitch. They making no hourly wage. I got business, this shit is an art, and they could never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you ain't caught. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so elite. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with brands cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and get smack in their faces.